So we're past the temple now, and we're going further, I guess up the mountain to a place. It's a trail called Kinonemichi. This means Kinonemichi actually means ki is means a tree, and no is a particle. Ne, I think it means like roots, and we'll see if there are so many roots there. So now I'm on top of this cool mountain. I think it's a good time for me to tell you why it's such an amazing experience for me to be able to be here, I guess. It's because since I was a child, really, I really enjoyed martial arts and doing them and actively moving. And I started kendo, and I still do kendo. If you don't know what kendo is a martial art where you fight with bamboo sticks, swords, simply speaking. And kendo is obviously connected to kenjutsu, which is a more traditional Japanese style fencing. Since I was about 14 or 15, I've been fascinated with the martial arts philosophy, I guess, just like everyone else. I read Bushido, Book of Five Rings, Hagakure. I read all of those things. One of the books I read, I remember, had a legend about Minamoto no Yoshitsune, who was a warlord or also a warrior, a great warrior of his time in 11th or 12th century, and the correction will be in the subtitles. And the reason, well, I guess the legend goes that when he was 10 years old, all of his family was killed, and he had to flee to Kyoto. At that age, he was sent to Kurama-dera, which is where I am, to be looked after by the monks who lived there. And he met a Tengu. And Tengu are creatures or demons or gods of Japanese mythology, and you may have seen Tengu before, the images of Tengu, and that's why you see them all over the place. They are usually represented by big noses, they have wings, and they're supposed to be gods. And they were actually villains in a lot of the stories because they tricked monks into with promises of power and took them away from the road to enlightenment. Anyway, so here in this mountain, Kurama Mountain, lives the king of all Tengu, and his name is Sojobo. And this Tengu actually taught Minamoto no Yoshitsune martial arts. And I remember reading that story when I was 14 or 15, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And now I'm actually here in this mountain where this great warrior that I've read about when I was a kid, he was taught by a god in this particular mountain. That's why I think it's such a, yeah, I mean, it's one hell of an experience to be here. So also, I just realized, does this story actually sound familiar to you? About a boy who went into the mountain and was taught martial arts by a guy with a big nose. Exactly. Kimetsu no Yaiba. So Kimetsu no Yaiba is what in English we would call Demon Slayer, the manga, the anime that just finished. And I don't have any sources whatsoever, but I think this story of Tanjiro was inspired, well, at least his training was inspired by this famous story of this warrior, I guess of his age, who was taught by Sojobo the Tengu. So we're going down the mountain now, and I would like to take the cable car. So this was Kurama-dera. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and a little story about Tengu. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up because it helps. And if you'd like to see my other videos, please click here. Please subscribe and follow by clicking here. Okay, have a lovely day.